Good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome to Island Tea right here on Win Media SKN, where we are already having fun right here in the studios of Win Media. Guys, it is Tuesday, June 21st, and you are here with your faves.
Yes, indeed.
Azem, and of course, sitting right next to me is Jade Gwen Idita, CPL Matter Stuart Johnson, my co-host, and also the lovely producer of the show. Jade, tell the people good morning.
I thought it did. Good morning, my loves. How are you? Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday.
I'm sure
Morning,
they are.
Tuesday morning.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. Know that they're tuned into Island Tea.
As they should.
Yeah, but Jade, we have a packed show today. We have a lot
Right.
going on.
My bad.
So, so yeah, we're gonna get down into it. But yeah, it is it's a lovely morning.
What's going on with you?
Going on with me.
Why people sending me voice notes at 8 o'clock? Jonathan, again, answer you. I can't listen to your voice notes, sorry.
What going on with me, boy? A little tired,
You know,
music fest happening.
feeling a little tired, Jane doing it right, apparently.
How are you supposed to feel?
No, I don't know. I've never felt anything different. So I really don't know how. Is everybody always tired? I feel so. I feel like everybody I've spoken to,
It's always tired.
they're always tired.
It
So,
does seem to be a trend.
Jesus.
It does seem to be a trend.
So either we're overworked or we're underresting.
I saw a clip of a guy. I saw a clip of a guy, and it did feel sincere. Where he was sitting in his car, apparently like on his lunch break, and it's like it just hit him that and it just hit him that like, why is it that I'm sitting in my car, and just the thought of going back to work is saddening, is totally killing me.
Poor baby boy. He need a break.
And he started talking about the fact that, hey, we shouldn't live like this.
I don't think so.
Like, we shouldn't live like this. I remember when I left CFB, I went to teach, right? I taught high school. And big up to Mr. Van.
Yeah, man.
He's the one who reached out to me and was like, I need you. Because I really had no idea what I was gonna do after, right?
I still can't figure it out.
I went into teaching, and then I liked teaching. I like the act of teaching. I like interacting with the kids. I didn't really like the system. Right?
Understandable.
It was a lot of things that were frustrating me. And being on the other side, generally people just think about, oh, now you got to deal with the kids, and if they half as disgusting as I was, I can't deal with it. But I never had an issue with the children.
Oh, that's good, eh?
I had more issues with the other teachers, but that's neither here nor there. But the system was frustrating me, and it got to a point where I knew I was going to make a switch. I knew I had to move out of teaching. Now, at that point, the question is, what it is that you're going to do. Of course, you're thinking, you're privileged enough, blessed enough that university is an option. So, what you're gonna do? Like, what's what you're gonna do? And I don't claim to be like very academic.
Well, you are, but
I don't think that's where my strengths lie, right?
you don't think your strengths lay in being what?
In academia,
Okay.
right? And so it's like, by what am I gonna study? Right? So it wasn't like I came out of school and was like, some people like they're in third form and they know they're gonna be a doctor, so they start doing biology and thing. I was all over the place. I had done a foreign language, I had done social studies, I had done geography, I had
so
done.
you know you wanted to be on planes because
right.
I think you was doing it, man.
I did physics, I did
Yeah.
biology, I did not do chemistry, and I did like POB business, I did infotech, so I was kind of all over the place.
You sure you didn't know what you wanted to? Because From the subjects you just say you did, right? It kind of makes sense.
Well, looking back, you could
Yeah,
kind of,
yeah.
in hindsight, it's 2020. At the time, I was just looking at which teachers seemed to not give me a hard time.
Oh,
Right. So,
I cried when I couldn't get my SBA balance for accounts. Have you seen kids cry?
yes.
Listen,
Which
a lot
does
of things that frustrate you in life, right? But not that frustrate you like when you can't get
like an
SBA.
like an accounts
Because you can't figure
SBA.
out what it is. It's like one thing bothering you, and you can't see it.
I've seen many kids, I've seen many children ball because something ain't balancing on the accounts SBA. That's the thing.
So your heartbreak as in.
That's the thing. That's the thing right there. But I'm thinking now by what's the option?
Mm-hmm.
So part of me is going. I was always very opinionated.
Look, you're on the radio now.
I was always very opinionated, and I said, well, I'm opinionated about things to do with the nationalism, the country, boom boom bam, that kind of stuff. So I was like,
Wow.
the international relations, because then you might end up knowing something about the things you want to talk about.
Imagine that.
So I was like, bah, no, man, about that. Then my parents was like, both my parents are involved in finance. So anything to do with business, finance, and so, of course, they would have supported. I'd always had an interest in computing and computers. So I did computers at CFB. So I was like, okay, well, do computers.
Wow. I know you got the program boards. I think everything just falling into place, You're opinionated, you got a whole morning show on the radio.
I tell you already, I say it on the show before, every experience that we have prepares you for the next step in your life. You just don't recognize it,
That is
You don't
facts.
recognize it. You're going to take the skills that you use and you went through. Even the things that you didn't want to do, you did just because. You can come back and pull those same skills when time comes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But you know what was the biggest draw for me? It wasn't the fact that I was always involved in music. 'Cause by this time I'm already in bands. Well, I've been in bands since I'm like 9 years old. Been playing in bands, like gigging in the night and so at 9.
I want it, but
The bass guitar bigger than me.
side,
Like, literally, it was bigger than me.
side note, right? I wanted to buy Jaden a drum,
Wow.
but then I was
Why would you
like,
do that to yourself? Maybe if you had lived by yourself, like in the middle of a cane field,
Bye.
You-
So what you think is a good instrument? Because I think he really likes music,
think he likes music. I would suggest.
but I don't want to be disturbed
You don't want to be
every day.
disturbed.
every day.
Wow.
Every day. I don't mind.
I think one of the defining characteristics of musical instruments is that they don't make noise.
Oh boy. They're the silent ones.
I'd-
Just in your headphones.
Mm.
We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. So I was saying, you didn't realize all the
What's
things.
this? This is what you do, Jade. You set him up on the chair with a couple of pots and pans. See what going on there.
See if you got the rest.
See if you got the coordination. See if your investment is well placed.
I know he have the ear because
no,
you could
this-
sing something to him now and he remember it
And
and he
then-
would never stop singing
I
it.
can give you. See, look here. This is where you come to Uncle Royal.
Mm-hmm.
Jaden, I can start you out. Don't worry. This is what you do. You have electric drums, right? So you buy him the electric drums, and he could play on them, just like drums. And then they're connected to a speaker, so you could always turn the speaker up and down,
And I could plug it out.
and you could plug it out, and he'll still be able to play the
Praise
drums.
Lord.
You understand? So you
We
buy
will
him
look for some of those.
you buy him a nice little electric drum set, and he could play to his heart's content and don't disturb nobody.
That is all I need.
Lovely.
Now
Anyway.
I hear him, but
Yeah. And I mean, depending on your mood, you could always turn up the speaker a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you just gotta tell him, actually, you don't touch that knob. You don't touch. Right.
The only thing you don't touch on this.
Yeah.
This is mommy's.
I learned that from my father. There's always a way. But anyway, that was one he's saying. Is.
He look like he have a lot of them by the
Oh
way.
yeah.
I could tell.
Yeah. I gotta put one of them on a t-shirt. He used to tell me, don't be a weak cat. I don't know. I was small. It just was out.
He
every-
just was telling his 3-year-old, don't be a weak ass.
Yeah, literally every day.
Wow. Morning, Pastor Bailey. For me.
So I now figure out by watch you. I had been in bands all the time. I had a passion for music, but that wasn't really my thing. Until I recognized, I don't want to go back into something where every morning I wake up and considering if I should call in sick.
That's a feeling, you know.
That's a feeling that a lot of people have to deal with, yeah?
I felt it many a times. I'm like,
No
I
matter,
can't go to the bar.
no matter
I
how
could
much,
just tell
yeah,
about the code,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. Like, look, an idea thinking to myself, like, you know, you have a responsibility to the kids. You know, they don't want them to be people sending the children to the school
And
to
teacher to
be
say, "Come
teacher
in."
and then come the future
It would
kids
look bad. It would look
kids
bad.
are the future, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Like, you
it would
know,
look bad for your friend.
yeah. So I used to go still.
I mean, thankfully.
Yeah, I used to go still and just kind of like hang out in my bus. I used to drive a bus at the time. And then,
Fair, that's
yeah. So,
that's on point, but very stereotypical.
no, it wasn't a passenger bus. It was like it was just like a
I
private
didn't
vehicle.
think it was a passenger bus.
Oh man.
You just for some reason.
What I look like a guy who drive a bus?
At that age, yes.
Yeah, fresh out of college, but yeah, he driving a bus. I used to drive a little red Buick that belonged to my auntie too. The car was almost as long as the bus. But
Don't
then,
do that.
but
Don't do
anyway,
that.
no, it's true. Them brakes, I don't know why they made them so long, so big. This is not the 60s.
Space.
But the car had no space. The hood just long and the trunk long.
Inefficient. But anyway.
So yeah, but at that point I knew I was like, look, whatever I'm going to get into, it has to be something that I feel I have a passion for and a love for.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when I started exploring like things to do with entertainment, music and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, initially when I applied to the school, I applied to the school to do recording arts. Right? Thinking, oh, I can come back and open the best studio in the Caribbean and blah, 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 blah. Like, you're a stupid fella there, no? Young.
But I love when you're so young and
When you're
fresh
young,
and
but
ambitious,
yeah,
before they suck it out of you, boy.
Yeah.
Before they completely kill your dream and your passion and your drive.
Yeah, but by this time I already had a studio. I'd already been recording like tons of artists and stuff like that. And doing like production. I was like, I used to do this thing where you sell beats on like Yahoo. I used to sell beats on
Yahoo used to.
No,
I
Yahoo.
was going to sell it like more. Used to
No,
upload.
Yahoo chat rooms. Yahoo chat rooms was that thing.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Yahoo chat. They had used to have Sound Clash. Like I was a DJ, you know. Like I was a little DJ.
That makes sense too. But remember when
Big up Shabang one time. Hey, you know, see that fella there, DJ Shabang? That's the man who used to kill the Yahoo chat rooms.
I mean, DJ.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he honed his craft. He did Yahoo chat rooms and I went out and just mashed up the place. See?
Sorry, you said that just now, right? I remember, and it reminded me of when we used to destroy all of our devices by giving it a virus from LimeWire.
Oh, yeah, man. If you never mash up your parents' computer with a virus from LimeWire and then pretend like you know what happened,
Bye.
you had to pretend like you know what happened. That was
What happened to the computer? It got boy, but man, even know what virus be. This time I don't download Shaggy, download Tanya Stevens.
Imagine, right? You're downloading Bob Marley, one drop, and it's like .exe. Once you see them .exe and them songs,
You're just hoping for the best buy.
but you're hoping for the best. You're gone in. From time you double click that, they're looking to hear some tracks. That's it.
About 10 virus on your computer.
Cartel used to be the one to catch these people around here. The cartel them, phew, you're gone in. But that and what his name was at the time, Justin Timberlake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how the girls' computer used to get mashed up.
Bye.
So yeah, I decided by I always been involved in this music thing. Boom, I did recording arts.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got accepted to school, I got accepted to do recording arts, you know. And then somewhere in between the acceptance and like, I think I might have actually made the switch when I got there.
Oh wow, okay.
When I got to the school, I was like, hey, remember I was supposed to be doing recording arts? They was like, yeah. I was like, kind of changing my mind.
Yeah.
There's like, what? I was like, yeah, I kind of changing my mind. I'm like, so what you want to do? Like video games or what you want to do?
Video games.
They do like video game design and so at the school.
Yeah, I just was thinking if you.
I've never been a gamer. That's one thing. I always want to go outside and ramp. As a ramper. Give me something with a net, a ball. Yeah, good.
And them knees.
Yeah, that's what happened now.
I think that's why your knees.
That's exactly what I did.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, that's something we need to talk about another time, eh? All the all the young men right now who's suffering over giving their body to the high school, and after the high school, that was it for sports. A lot of out here suffering with hernia.
Not a hernia.
A hernia, all kind of thing, knees aching, the shoulder bad, they can't lift up the children because they don't. Because when they was in third farm playing against Sandy Point, a man body slammed them, they didn't catch the salvia. Like, that's a real thing, Jade. Like,
No, I've seen it, eh?
no, Jade, literally, I go to the doctor now, and the doctor will be asking me, oh, you used to play sports?
Oh, I've honestly seen it. I said these young
That's a
men.
real thing.
Yeah, they went the high school, they all.
All left it on the field. And not a thing after that.
No, they're limping. They got constant backache. Oh, okay, the thing going on with them.
But yeah, the place get to cold, the ankle feel like you're falling off.
Aye.
But yes, after that I went and did. I was like, I gotta do something that I'm passionate about. So I changed I had always done the recording thing because I had this skill. But the studio environment never been what I like the most about music. I like performing. I like live events.
You like be on stage?
I don't have to be on stage. I just like being around live events. For me, it's the instant gratification of a live event.
Okay.
So, like, for instance, I do this, like, I push up that, and then people start to... Like, I like that. When you're in the studio, you take 17 hours trying to make sure the snare drum sound right, and you make sure the hi-hat is perfect, and then he come, and the artist come in, he got to sing this one word 80 times.
Listen, I've been to the studio many times, right? And boy...
It's a sterile environment.
Ooh.
And then not only that, when you done record this song and your boys in there, but yeah, what? Why you release this song but nobody even take it out that day? But live events now, you get to see people react to the art, right? So that's what I like about it. Like, that's, for me, that's the main thing. Like, I don't have to be on stage. Like, stage, I actually, when I came back to St. Kitts, I had stopped performing for years.
Did you?
Yeah, I was just managing Bacchanalists. I wasn't playing in the band. I was just mixing the band the whole time. I'd own the band and was managing the band, but I used to mix.
So you just get up one day and decide, you know what, I'll go back over here.
It was necessity. We had made some changes to the lineup.
AKA, we fired some people.
Yeah.
Or they left.
But we all good now. We all good guys. Hey, big up the guys. But nothing that was going on.
I was beefing?
No, we wasn't beefing. No.
True Hollywood story, band life?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't even like that. Like, me and all them man good still.
No, that was good too. After a while, I mean, that was trying to murder each other in hotel rooms and something.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. So,
I don't think. I think St. Kitts bands would. I know one band in particular.
Look,
in St. Kitts might have done this.
If we were doing like band stories, like behind the scenes band stories, or like St. Kitts band culture, it would be a movie.
Bye.
It would be it wouldn't even be a movie. It would be like a 8-season mini like series.
On Netflix. Wow.
Band life in St. Kitts is crazy.
I could tell.
And we know the musicians have been in literally every band in St. Kitts.
We've only been seeing snippets of them. Like, sometimes they fall out and they post a little thing here and there. But I feel like if y'all was ready to
Jade,
see
hear, if we had like insight or social media back like in the 90s, Jade, that would have been crazy. People still waiting to hear the full story about New Vibes breakup. The original New Vibes.
Yes.
Hey, big up Stiba one time.
Yes, and Dawn.
Sometimes,
fun fact, right?
Uh-huh.
My dad used to shoot all the New Vibes old covers.
I feel like I knew that.
Oh, yeah, he used to take all the pictures for the album covers. So I have a bunch of old albums. Well, I hope he got them still.
Oh, that's cool. It would be good for him to do like a display of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it myself. I'm gonna do it myself.
Nice. Hey, even that. Look, your dad, photographer, you into graphics. Like,
I don't know how. For some reason,
you would have never seen that for yourself.
Nothing I'm doing now is because I went to school and did it. And funny enough, what I'm doing, both my parents does do. So I doing what they does do combined.
Yeah, exactly.
Randomly.
Yeah, it just happened. You fall into it. Things are falling into place, Jay.
And then for some reason, I decided that I like to make people have a good time at events. So I decided to do that too.
Yeah.
Which...
Yeah, so I literally went, I studied, like, and the truth is, like, 99% of the people have no idea what I went to study. I doubt my parents even fully understand it. Like, they try to talk me out of it, like,
but I know
like
that
many
it's
times.
good what you're doing. They know what you're doing now, and you see what you're doing now. Help them to be able to have the, I'm sure, what is the best sound of any church in Segis right now.
I wouldn't be the judge, but up there they be banging. Up there they be banging. A man tell me, man, say, bye. I don't really got church, but them subs they gonna bring me back. Bye.
You see?
Them I say, what? You come in church for the base? I say, hey,
Listen,
whatever bring you into the kingdom.
Exactly. I tell you, Pastor Bailey the bacon. You're pulling people by music.
But yeah, so like I did like I did show production and touring and that kind of thing. And people don't understand, like people have no idea what others do.
No, they don't.
People
Honestly, people don't even know why others do.
Yeah, no idea. No idea. But for me it was just I had the passion and I recognize I like the instant gratification of live events. So
And look at you now.
yes, I went into that field, yeah. And that makes it a bit easier, even on the rough days, because like I just have some rough days, rough days.
Because you love it.
But because you love it, like you deal with it, you know what I mean?
Yep, same.
But
That's how I feel about events all the time. It's only because I love it. Because
Yep.
if I had to wake up and decide, I really gotta make these people jump up to the why, being going, we wasn't gonna be partying.
Oh, we got one testimonial there.
It is the best. I just know it, you know. I just know it.
Right. But but that's the thing. Sometimes I look at people who aren't as fortunate as me, like to be doing things that they're passionate about, and it just like I sympathize.
Me too.
Because I believe
I used to be there, so I understand.
Let me tell you something, Jade. I believe one of the biggest tragedies in life is when people aren't able to walk in their purpose. Like if you don't know what your purpose is, like why you're here, like that must be a very frustrating existence.
Yeah.
And it don't have to be the thing that you're doing as a job, right? But if you don't have a sense of purpose and know like why you're here, what you're good at, and just kind of wake up, do something, and then like I think that is one of the biggest tragedies in life. I think people, you need to find your purpose. You need to find your purpose. Like it must be something active and some conscious. And I tell people, how do you like look at your passions and look at your skill set, look at your talents. What are you good at? And sometimes what happens is we look at what we're good at and we take it for granted because we're good at it and we don't recognize like it's something we're good at. We just,
Yeah, it's true.
I know people who just like literally are just, they have this thing about them, they're able to make people comfortable. Like you get around them, they talk to you, they make you very comfortable. They don't recognize that's a skill set.
No.
They don't recognize that's something you could use.
Them is who need to be the psychiatrists and the counselors and stuff, because the easiest thing for you to do is talk to somebody that you feel comfortable enough talking to. And it could be a good thing and a bad thing, eh? It's a bad thing if the person you're talking to, you're comfortable, but they just ain't know what to tell you, they can't help you. But imagine you talking to somebody and you're that comfortable and that person actually can give you the help that you need.
Yeah.
Life would be amazing.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Hey, and I think that person just made a point, and I think that's one of the things that gets underlooked. Somebody said, I realize SK-based engineers fly out a lot for work.
Listen,
and I can tell you,
SK-based everything does fly out because the people here don't appreciate it.
Let me tell you something, right? But for a small country, like, especially a small country that does not have a lot of full-time touring bands, we got a lot of people that run around and do sound, A lot of us.
They don't, as a matter, they don't appreciate it. Like anyway, one of these days I'm gonna cuss y'all about the way y'all just treat my friend.
Oh.
You?
Oh.
Yeah, it was time to get in there. But yeah, because I literally can't understand why y'all treat the talents y'all have here the way y'all treat them. Y'all don't recognize them. Y'all don't appreciate them. But then when they end up leaving and they end up being great somewhere else, all of a sudden it's, yeah, he from St. Kitts and this and that. I'm like, bro, but what happened when he was here all the time?
Oh, no, God. No, what I recognize here, Jade, is that, let me tell you something, right? One of the things that saddens me a lot about the dynamic here is that it seems as though people in position of power fear people with talent and skill. Instead of employing these people's skill to ensure that they're able to do their job properly, it's like they see you as a threat. It's like they see you as a threat. So like, and it's in everything. It's in everything.
It's strange as hell because imagine you went to school. You are actually an engineer that went to school, work with all the greats in music, like the list of people you work with is mind blowing, and yet they can't figure out. Anyway, let's go to a break.
Let's go to a break because we actually have some friend. Well, a very special friend in the studio with us this morning. So, guys, we're gonna take a short break. We're gonna be right back with more Island Tea right here on Media SKN. Stick and stay.
If you say you love your little dear country, try to do something positively. Be a watchdog for the environment. Don't leave everything to the government. We dump our garbage anywhere, lit on the streets everywhere. Our behavior is telling me that we really don't care. Take some pride in your country, volunteer to clean where it's dirty. Tourism development needs a healthy environment. Whenever we litter, we threaten our survival. So those who engage in it should be treated like criminals. So don't be afraid at all if they call you an informer. Report those who endanger our future. So if you really love this blessed land, this situation demands attention. Think about the future generation. Do what we can to preserve this island. The laws for littering we must enforce. We have to let justice take its course. If you are a proud citizen, you have the right, you have a reason to save this land from destruction. You have an obligation to become involved in anything which affects this nation.
The Solid Waste Management Corporation, SWMC, is working hard each and every day to keep St. Kitts clean. Our primary mandate is to collect household waste while maintaining the engineer sanitary landfill in Connery. While it is the responsibility of businesses to see to it that their garbage is properly collected and disposed of at the landfill, the SWMC offers a commercial waste disposal service with our NOSI program. We also offer a bin rental service where persons can rent large bins to do community cleanups or other waste disposal activities. Additionally, our headquarters in Taylor's Range include state-of-the-art conference rooms for rental. So when you're hosting another event, consider using the SWMC conference facilities. We want to continue serving you by keeping our environment clean, because at the SWMC, waste matters. For more information, call our office at 465-9507.
Hey guys, welcome back to Win Media SKN, and of course guys, it's Tuesday and we are joined with our wonderful friend from the Solid Waste Management Corporation, Namo, for talking trash. Good morning, Namo, how you doing?
Morning, Azim. Morning, Jade. I'm great. How are you guys?
We're doing good, we're doing good. Lovely Tuesday.
Yes.
Hoping that the atmosphere clears up a bit from the Sahara dust.
And today's the longest day of the year, so.
Yeah, man. But we're making do,
Mm-hmm.
Making do.
By the time,
Solid Waste by chance can't clean up the atmosphere.
Yeah,
That's not the other day with land and sea. Like that's why y'all do.
Not here?
Not yet. Not yet. Hopefully in the future.
Yeah, y'all need to
We
look
might be
into
able
that.
to
Yeah,
get a
missing
little
out on a
something.
market there,
I know, right? Yeah, we need to tap into that market. It's unexplored. It's new. Hey,
Very
if
new
people
because
could
I
buy
don't remember
land
the
in
Sahara
space.
when I was younger.
That's the thing, right?
There wasn't a Sahara when we was young.
I don't believe so.
No, it was always there
Oh.
because I remember studying in geography that the Sahara does really helps places like Barbados and so forth, that, you know, in terms of fertile land and all of that.
So you got
So-
purpose? Yeah.
Yeah, actually it does. It does have a purpose, and it does
Apart
help a
from
lot
asthma?
with the
Okay.
hurricanes as well. So it does serve quite.
I think it's just that the place been getting drier, so the dust is more.
It was-
That's also a possibility, or maybe it's because we're reconnecting so much more with the fatherland, and so. Oh, sorry, I will always refer to it as the fatherland. In African concepts, the Africa is actually, and other countries as well, where you're from is fatherland,
right.
not really motherland.
Right.
So maybe, you know, it's saying, hey, I'm still here. Y'all need to connect. I don't know. Maybe the ancestors are trying to come over
They
through
trying
the
to smoke
dust
us out.
I am.
or something.
No, it's a smoke signal. The Sahara dust is actually a smoke signal telling us to come home, come visit.
And the thing is, even if you don't visit the Sahara, you should at least once in your lifetime visit Africa.
Let me tell you something. I believe I keep saying it should be required experience for every Kittishan. I keep saying it.
It should. Like, people should plan trips and go. You'll be so amazed at what you discover there.
But you know something, Namo? There's a lot of people from here now who are recognizing opportunities there and looking to more. I spoke to a friend yesterday who's literally, he just bought some property in Ghana and he's moving. He's going.
And Ghana is one of those really unexplored gems. And a lot of persons, expats, I'll always call them expats and not migrants, people of African descent are going back and purchasing in Ghana and Morocco also, and places like Kenya, Tanzania, all sorts of different places where actually it's affordable
Right.
to own large amounts of property and so
My
forth.
my friend literally spent the money that I would have paid like for duty on a vehicle and bought like a ranch.
Yes.
He bought like a
A
ranch.
whole ranch.
Yes.
Wow.
And there are places like Ghana welcome that.
Yeah, no.
So you may have other countries that aren't as welcoming, but places like Ghana welcome
He
that.
has
and so
some
forth.
because he's from the diaspora, and Caribbean specifically. He got a bunch of concessions and
Yes.
and little grants and stuff like that.
I remember over the years when I was living in Trinidad, the Ghanaian president will come to visit Trinidad every emancipation and stuff like that. So they've been fostering these sort of relationships for a very long time and working on these things for a very long time, and not just with the Caribbean, but also with the United States.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All we need is flights. And
Yes,
I was very excited for the one out to Jamaica.
Circumvent
So,
Europe a little bit.
Yeah, that's
you know?
all. If we could get from St. Martin directly to like one stop and in the fatherland, then yeah.
Exactly.
But
So,
yeah. What's happening at Solid Waste though?
well, Solid Waste also celebrates Father's Day, in a sense. So I know Sunday was Father's Day. Persons had a blast and all of that, and it occurred to me that sometimes in the talk about climate change, we don't really look at how our messaging goes out to the men. Yes. And sometimes we are super overly passionate as women, and our approach makes the men shut off and shut down and then don't participate, and then we believe
talking about
they
relationships
don't care. Well, everything is a relationship, right? Like
Why
in
you watching me
everything.
like that? What you doing? First of all, I feel attacked. Why are you looking at me like this?
Jada, you listening?
So
Preach, Namo.
my
I ain't saying a thing else for the show.
Now, well, listen, you might gotta cut the shot, eh? This is why we don't give them no type of. But look at his behavior.
What?
Carry on, you know?
Oh gosh, I'm starting a war. Taliban versus even a bigger Taliban. So, my mom always says with men, once you start speaking over a certain octave or speed or, they shut off. And so the messaging doesn't get there. And so what's the point? And sometimes in terms of men's involvement in climate change, because of the industries they're involved in, let's say oil and oil and gas and so forth, which are considered anti-climate change, anti-climate, positive, like that. We look at it as they are contributing to the problem and not being part of the solution. But I think we need to sort of flip and really examine why they may not be as involved or as vocal as we would like them to be, and examine that and see if it's really that they don't care, which I don't believe that's the case, or if it's just that they care in a different way.
Watch it, Nama does be preaching in here, dropping some gems here. I think you may be onto something here, Nama.
Might be. So I like to always tell persons everybody has a love language. So your love language and my love language may be different. But we have to reach a space where you can express your love language to me and I can express my love language to you, so everybody feels loved. So I'll use an example of relationships. And in relationships, so typically, women like to cuddle, etc.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Look, I'm a cuddler, okay? I don't know why. Okay, go ahead, Nama.
Right? So typically women like to cuddle, etc. And typically men like sometimes to be just left alone. So allowing the man the space to be left alone at times is good. And that expresses to him that, hey, she considers me and that I need my space. And then you feel loved by that. As a man, you feel that that woman loves you.
Right.
However, it cannot be that she always leaves you alone because she needs that connection in order to feel loved.
Give and take.
So it's a give and take. So everyone, you need to understand the person's love language in order to show the person love. So somebody in terms of texting them 24/7, that's annoying. That's not a love language that you want to express, but you need to find a way to still communicate. So the question is, how do we communicate to our men, our fathers, that this thing is important, and how do we encourage them and find solutions so that they can be a part of the solution and not necessarily contribute to the problem? So there was a BBC report a couple years ago, I think, and a young girl was saying that her father works for BP, a huge oil company, and she felt ashamed that he is contributing to the problem. And he's expressing to her that persons still need energy. And whether or not he leaves that job, somebody else
is going to do it. The
is
job's
going to
get
do it.
done, yeah.
Indeed.
So he encourages her and her friends to work, to study and work in these companies to become the change.
Right.
Now, if she goes on a rampage and starts up acting out and, burning gas stations and doing this and doing that and so forth, there's going to be a communication gap between father and daughter. And so there has to be a middle ground. It's not that the father does not care about climate change. The father is looking at the situation from a realistic point of view and saying, hey, I still need to provide for my family.
Correct.
And if I don't, somebody else will. And then he's asking himself, hey, are there jobs out there in other sectors that will allow me to still provide for my family and have the same standard of living?
Right.
And for him, the answer was no. So yet he's not opposed to climate change. However, he is more concerned about feeding his family. And that tends to be, I believe, the situation with a lot of our fathers, the males in our families. Is not that they're opposed to these initiatives. It is that, yeah, I want that to change, but hey, I still got to farm and the pests are disturbing my crop.
Yeah, the hierarchy of needs sometimes
Yes.
comes into play.
So, especially as women, going off in these emotional tantrums, sometimes they really do amount to tantrums, is not helping to attract the males into this fight for a better world. And so we need to examine that. We really need to look at that and see how we can change that messaging or adapt it when it's necessary. So adaptation is necessary. So if I'm talking to Jade, I know Jade is going to flip out on whoever down the road throwing trash. But if I'm talking to Azim might say, girl, I just minding my business.
As I tend to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that means how I would incentivize Jane is different from how I would incentivize you.
Correct.
So with you, it might be like, hey, it's an anonymous tip you can send via the phone. You're quicker to do that than to approach the individual.
Right.
Whereas Jade might just like, okay.
Take your nasty thing.
Whoa,
This
whoa,
tongue and-
whoa,
tongue
whoa,
and the
now.
other.
Don't stand the name on the radio.
Jade, the
But they
people,
can hear you.
the people on the radio hear you daily.
I don't sound like that. That's what I sound like.
Jade, that was Jade, I think I got that down pat, that mimic just now.
Are you gaslighting me?
Oh my God.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm the same thing that I'm talking about. Anyway.
But one of the other things I think is an example that we can all or most of us relate to is when you have a newly converted Christian.
As if you want to take off, this is your ministry. I can't.
When persons are newly converted, sometimes you will swear they are holier than the Virgin Mary. You would swear they've never sinned and will never, ever sin. That the word sin is not in their dictionary. And how abhorrent it is that you can do such a thing. Forgetting, and now we're switching this back now to climate change, forgetting we take 20-minute showers, forgetting that you drink from the plastic bottle. Oh, now that I have a reusable water bottle,
Oh, you look down.
I scorn at anyone.
The unmitigated gall.
How could you? Forgetting that I was there like last week.
Last week, yeah, you had a literal case in your house.
Yes,
Yeah.
last week. So we need to really not become self-righteous, overly self-righteous about this thing, that because you've seen the light does not mean that you then need to scorn those who have not yet seen the light. Because what tends to happen, just like with Christianity
Veganism.
or veganism, yes.
Oh my God, you
Oh
eat
my,
that
I
meat.
think veganism might be worse.
It is.
It definitely
It
is.
definitely is. That's like the number one like example.
Yes, it's worse. But I remember this man. He said that I think it was something I was reading, and he said that he is eating steak because he's vegan, and everyone was like, "Why?" And he was like, "All the plants and rodents and you need to save to farm these crops for the vegans." He's just eating one cow can provide meal for so many persons.
Right.
So for him, he was like, yeah, I'm saving it. The logic,
Saving
there
the
was some
plants.
sort of logic in it. But I mean, he was being facetious, but,
You can make an argument for anything.
yeah. But, he was saying in his way, he was actually helping the environment more than. So sometimes we become a little too self-righteous, and then we cause persons to, now we back them into a corner.
And you turn them off.
You attack, you turn off persons, but in attacking them, most people, if you attack, it's either flee or fight.
A lot of people get dug in their positions at that point. They're no longer open to change
Yes.
and growth and evolution. They get dug in their position, and yeah, you've pretty much lost them.
Exactly. And to get them back is always very hard. Because we tend to sort of want to up one another. So when I come back with something, you want to come back with something else. And then it becomes more about who is winning the argument than what is being argued about.
Right.
And so we lose that. So for those of us who have seen the light, for those who have seen the full glory of God, for some of us who've seen the tunnel, the light at the end of the tunnel, and who've made certain changes, like let's say eliminating single-use plastic. I got my first bamboo straws
Okay.
last
'cause
week.
if I have to drink out of another paper straw again, please just tell me where.
It was gifted to me by the Turtle Monitoring Network. The St. Kitts. Yes. So they gave me my first bamboo straws and the cleaning thingamajigger. And I'm super, super excited. Like now,
Drinking everything with a straw now.
but that's the thing. I don't want to use my straws.
Oh, that has happened too. It's
You
like
want
when
me
you,
to
it's
use them
like
for you?
it's like when you get new shoes and you don't want to wear them all the time.
Listen, I want to use them because if I have to suck up any more paper when I have a juice,
I'm
or
going
drink.
to
Your
link
straw
you.
just disintegrating while you drink.
I go,
Sorry,
yes.
small quick rant, eh? Whoever decided to invent paper straws, did they not realize that they would be in liquid for an extended period of time?
The hope is that they give you small amounts of juice, so by the time you finish the juice, the straw managed to make it to the end of your drinking
Well,
session.
it doesn't.
It really doesn't.
So they need to fix it.
Yeah.
But there are paper straws, I think, and somebody from Ministry of Tourism can say if I'm wrong, but there are some sort of paper straws that do not disintegrate. I think we'll need to ask Danielle about that. Yes, I will ask her a question, or you guys can ask her a question, and we can see. But I believe there are some sort of paper straws that actually don't disintegrate as quickly as the ones that we usually see out there. So we can look into that for sure.
Okay.
But
awesome.
yeah, but I love my bamboo straws. They're super gorgeous. So yeah,
you
I'll
have
be
to send me a
keeping-
picture. I'm very excited to see now.
I will. And of course, thanks to the Sea Turtle Monitoring Network, right here in St. Kitts. And so, I mean, reach out to them if you become a part of the network. I'm sure they'll probably gift you with some straws as well. So Jade probably should volunteer. You know, go out there and see what happens. She may not need to do any surgeries or anything like that, but something could keep.
Indeed.
But yeah.
Indeed.
So for me, I just want to encourage everyone to shift how we approach, especially the men, in our messaging, because it can be a turnoff, it can be a deterrent, and we don't want that because we want everyone on board when it comes to climate change. It's affecting us all, and we need to do something about it. And men are an integral part of society, and so without them, this whole thing is just not going to work. Everyone needs to be on board. So I think that's probably it for me in terms of this morning. I just really want to wish the fathers happy Father's Day. And yeah, for those with the children, for those who father other people's children, for those who are father figures in society, everyone who plays a role, I just want to, wish you guys happy Father's Day. And I do have some announcements this morning. I know today is going to be the longest day of the year, and it already feels long because I probably woke up at 3 a.m. this morning. But hey, it feels long, super, super long. But we do have Plastic Free July coming up. Jade and Azim, y'all remember about Plastic Free July?
Yes, indeed.
Y'all ready?
No, don't lie, Azim. Don't lie. It don't make sense. You like to Nama.
Yeah, you're right.
She don't deserve that. But we're gonna get there.
Azim.
We're gonna work on
We're
it.
working on it.
We're working at it. Okay, we got what?
Like
a few days? A week?
A few days, man. And him a week.
Come on, it's more
No,
than a
no,
week.
because we got
A week?
we
A
good.
little week, a week and a few.
Okay. So we got a week and a few to work on that. And there are going to be different challenges and stuff like that. There's going to be Plastic Free Week. And so you'll have different things to do, activities. And I hope I see you guys post those activities. As in, why are you watching, Jade, sir?
Because you're studying. When I go buy my food, what I got put in?
A bowl. You carry
what-
your bowl.
what
There's
do you
actually
mean?
one activity that you carry your own bowl.
Oh.
Yeah, you carry your own container.
Carry my own container.
Yeah, so wherever you go and buy your food, like go with your own container.
try with a
and-
container.
Yeah, man. Fill me up there, please.
You know, you got the biggest container you can find. Try, watch it. You start changing me.
The people them have the portions done
Oh, my God.
set out. The people that have the portions done set out. Do not send people bankrupt, please. I beg. Right. So Plastic Free July is coming up. See how you can get involved in all of that. Children's Parade is this Friday.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Friday is going to look terrible in town.
Yeah, I have no chick come. So
You are mine? You want to carry him?
I think I have a meeting.
Oh, well, Can I say enough?
Yeah, I'll get back to you on that.
Okay, no problem.
So participate, take your kids down there, and just I think I know the theme is recycling, and so children are encouraged to do something with recycling, wear something that's recyclable, etc. And then the recycling project, of course, we do continue to take up the plastic bottles on the different days. So just note of the day that you want to carry in your stuff. There is Buckley's, Connery, and Dietbe. And of course, Nevis side also has their days and areas that they could dispose of plastic and aluminum containers, etc. And then, of course, Music Festival.
Do not come mess up the country with all your nonsense this week and this weekend.
You should just start about the messaging. You see your finger done out.
Sorry.
Your finger done out.
Let me retract this. Guys, please, kindly. See, I can't even get it out.
Yeah, like the throat just start to close up. Like, this is not going to work for Jade.
No.
So I'm going to try. I'm going to attempt.
Thank you.
And so for those of you who are hosting events during these times, I would encourage you to ensure that you have receptacles in place for individuals to dispose of their waste at that venue, and for you to also dispose of that waste at the landfill. For those of you who are attending these events, please ensure to use those receptacles. And when you're going to and from those said events, or any event as a matter of fact, please ensure to keep your waste in your car. Do not dispose of that waste on the roads. And last week, they told us that Dr. Stewart and Mr. Sutton told us that it's actually hatchling season or something, right?
Yeah, yes.
So we definitely do not want a lot of plastics out there. We definitely do not want too many vehicles on the road. So try to carpool so that, no problems ensue. But I believe
Look out for the turtles.
Yes, please look out for the turtles. Please, please, please. I think it's like 1 in every 1,000 survives. So we definitely do not want to, decrease that margin at all by any measure. Yes, and so that's it for us today. I just want to thank you all for joining us on yet another segment of Talking Trash right here on 98.9 Win FM. We're with you every Tuesday morning from 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. And if you have any questions for us, please do not hesitate to contact us at our Taylor's Range branch. Or you can email us, call us, anything of the sort. And if you don't want to do that, you could always call Jade.
I don't work for Solid Waste. Let's stop right there.
Jade will get the message to me.
What? Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
Thank
no
you,
problem,
Jade.
darling.
You're such a sweetheart.
Yes.
And don't forget, waste matters. Bye.
If you say you love your little dear country, try to do something positively. Be a watchdog for the environment. Don't leave everything to the government. We dump our garbage anywhere, lit on the streets everywhere. Our behavior is telling me that we really don't care. Take some pride in your country. Volunteer to clean where it's dirty. Tourism development needs a healthy environment. Whenever we litter, we threaten our survival. So those who engage in it should be treated like criminals. So don't be afraid at all if they call you an informer. Report those who endanger our future. So if you really love this blessed land, this situation demands attention. Think about the future generation. Do what we can to preserve this island. The laws for littering we must enforce. We have to let justice take its course. If you are a proud citizen, you have the right, you have a reason to save this land from destruction. You have an obligation to become involved in anything which affects this nation.
The Solid Waste Management Corporation, SWMC, is working hard each and every day to keep St. Kitts clean. Our primary mandate is to collect household waste while maintaining the engineer sanitary landfill in Connery. While it is the responsibility of businesses to see to it that their garbage is properly collected and disposed of at the landfill, the SWMC offers a commercial waste disposal service with our NOSI program. We also offer a bin rental service where persons can rent large bins to do community cleanups or other waste disposal activities. Additionally, our headquarters in Taylor's Range include state-of-the-art conference rooms for rental. So when you're hosting another event, consider using the SWMC conference facilities. We want to continue serving you by keeping our environment clean, because at the SWMC, waste matters. For more information, call our office at 465-9507.
Portsmouth's Value Mart IGA is helping you spend less and save more. How, you ask? Essential Everyday and Equiline. Spend less on our Essential Everyday products and get the best quality, the best taste, and the best value. Spend less for all your family health and beauty needs with the Equiline brand of over-the-counter products. Portsmouth's Value Mart IGA is helping you spend less. With our Essential Everyday products and Equiline over-the-counter health and beauty care products. Shop smart and spend less at Value Mart, where price matters most.
Oh my, the girls them sugar. On Sunday, 26 June, from 4 p.m., Bitcoin Cash in Carambola Beach Club invite you to kick it old school at the hottest all-white beach party. White Sands! It's your boy Sugar Bowl, alongside my co-host Patrick the Hype Man, and I want you to join us as we party the night away. 2 performances by Ninja B, Mr. Mention, Baby Sham,
Cause you want the vitamin S.
Elephant Man,
Signal the plane, make we signal the plane.
Alison Hines, and the King of Dancehall, Beanie Man.
Welcome the king of the dancehall.
Oh, na 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 na. Also in the building, DJ Terror, Stone Love Movements, and Jazzy T out of Jamaica playing today's hits, as well as dancehall and soca classics. General admission, VIP, VVIP tickets can be purchased via CarambolaBeachClub.com. Advanced general admission cost is $100 and $120 at the door. Bitcoin Cash presents White Sands Old School, endorsed by the St. Kitts Music Festival and sponsored by Azul Printers, Opus Fine Wines and Spirits. Contact Carib Brewery St. Kitts Nevis Limited, Diamonds International St. Kitts, The Chop Shop, Digicel, The Cable, Native Artisan Water, Heinz Electrical and Equipment Services, Pro Video Productions. Join us on the Golden Sands of Carambola Beach Club at the ultimate all-white beach experience, White Sands Old School Party.
Some come on white, some. Just in all white.
Good morning, guys, and welcome back to Island Tea right here on Win Media SKN. It's Tuesday, June 21st, and we are bouncing down. And today, Jade, we just have a lot of friends, eh?
Yeah,
A lot
we're
of
making
friends.
new friends. We're making new friends here.
And of course, guys, as we mentioned, we have a special guest in studio with us right now, Mr. Larry Socha from the U.S. Embassy in Barbados. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Good morning. Doing great. How are you, Azam?
We're doing good. We're doing good.
complaints
Trotting
on this
along.
side.
Yeah, trotting along.
Thank you for considering me a new friend.
Yes, of course. You come to the show, you're a friend of the show.
Excellent.
Until you're not.
My colleague Lisa is also here from the embassy. Is she a new friend?
Hi, Lisa.
But Lisa kept her mask on. She's very standoffish.
We don't like those type of friends.
Yeah. I don't know.
We like always welcoming.
But good morning to you both, man. I'm very excited to hear about what it is that you guys are here to talk about, visiting the country. But I'm just gonna let you go ahead and tell us exactly what is it that brought you to our lovely island.
Absolutely. I've been in Barbados now for 3 years. This is actually my 5th visit to St. Kitts and Nevis as a member of the U.S. Embassy. Okay. And I'm the public affairs officer in Bridgetown, Barbados, responsible for media engagement, what we're doing right now, as well as the different exchange programs, which my colleague Lisa manages, as well as other cultural outreach and other programs. So I wish I was staying longer because I know the St. Kitts Music Festival starts this Thursday.
It's a travesty that you're not.
I know. I gotta head back home and continue working there. But we are here on island. Here in the Federation, focused on the development of our cultural and educational programs. We were on Nevis yesterday, looking at projects for possible submission to the Ambassadors Fund for Cultural Preservation. The Bath Hotel over there is a historic structure on the outskirts of Charlestown there, and want to make sure that that doesn't fall into disrepair and becomes a community resource. So talking with the Nevis Historical and Preservation Society, as well as the Nevis Island Authority on what we can do to preserve that structure. Yesterday afternoon, we were over at the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant Community College talking about the development of educational programs, the opportunities for exchanges like Fulbright. There was a Fulbright scholar here not too long ago by the name of Leslie Cordy, and she developed a curriculum for a bachelor's in business administration. So focused on economic development and programs there at the college. So there's really a lot going on.
Okay, awesome. So what you're saying is that there's a several programs that is offered by the U.S. Embassy? Like who
yeah, absolutely. So there's a lot of momentum right now behind the relationship between the United States and St. Kitts and Nevis and among the United States and all the countries of the Eastern Caribbean. Just 2 weeks ago, there was the Summit of the Americas in Los Angeles, California. This was an opportunity for leaders from around the hemisphere, including my own president, President Biden, Vice President Harris, representatives here from St. Kitts and Nevis to gather there in Los Angeles and talk about the way forward. And there were a number of different priorities identified, from energy security to food security to development and debt financing. So we're focused on all these different issue areas. My corner of that priority list is development of the cultural and educational programs. But there's really a lot that we're working on together here in St. Kitts and Nevis. There's a lot we've already done together. I know COVID's not quite over, although it does feel a little bit different, right, as we're hopefully heading out of the pandemic. But hopefully. The United States was, a big part of donating thousands of vaccines here to St. Kitts and Nevis, $1.2 million in 2 field hospitals, one on Nevis here in St. Kitts, that are fully mobile medical facilities that can be, used to respond to a pandemic or a hurricane or whatever challenge might come our way. So this is the kind of energy we want to keep going, whether it's in security or economic development or the expansion of democratic inclusion in the Federation. These are all things that the United States is focused on, working in partnership with our great friend St. Kitts and Nevis.
Well, I mean, you've mentioned already some of the areas in which these relationships could be fostered. But just for us listening and really learning about what it is that you guys are doing, could you kind of list out some of the areas? I know you've said educational, for example, and cultural. What are some of the other areas in which some of these either exchange programs and other programs of the sort are available?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we want more Kittitians and Nevisians to study in the United States. We have a whole host of different exchange programs. And actually, there's an exchange program open right now called the Fulbright Foreign Student Program. And it is for students who are pursuing either a master's degree or a PhD. So you got to have a bachelor's degree already. But it is a fully funded scholarship program to the United States. And that deadline is actually next Friday, July 1st. So I encourage anybody who's listening or students or friends of students to go to our website, bb.usembassy.gov, and take a look at the opportunities through the Fulbright program or other exchanges. So you might have an opportunity to take advantage of a scholarship like this. over 230 Kitchens and Divisions study in the United States, and every year that number goes up. And so it's my job and the job of my team in the embassy to continue to forward these linkages, whether you're going to university over next door in USVI or you're going up to New York or Florida or wherever it might be. We want to see more students study in the United States, and the embassy is a resource for that through something called Education USA. Again, the best way to get at this information is our website, bb.usembassy.gov. But with over 200 students going up there, with the scholarship opportunities available, this is the best of diplomatic relations between countries, is when you have that people-to-people exchange, and that's what we have in these scholarships and exchanges.
Well, I know for a fact that you guys, you mentioned about the educational opportunities for the Fulbright scholarship, for instance. That's all fully paid. I know also there are some other programs like the Youth Ambassador program, and those things are actually also fully expense paid as well.
Now I know that Lisa is a friend of yours, because she must have talked to you about our Youth Ambassadors program. It's a fantastic opportunity for several weeks during the summer where students who age 15 to 18, so this is secondary school students, have the opportunity to go to the United States on that exchange program. Now, it's not a degree program. You're not going to the United States to earn your high school diploma or something like that. But it is an opportunity for young people, at a really malleable age, right, who are really coming to their own to expand their network, to really take a deep dive on what leadership means and how they can become better leaders. And at the end of that exchange, one of the follow-on projects is a community project where everything that they've learned during that exchange, they then bring back to their community, and they identify an issue that they as a young person can address with members of a team or members of an organization. And then as an alumna or an alumnus of these programs, they have an opportunity to key into our alumni network, bring others on board, and really make that change in their community. So you're absolutely right. We have a number of exchange programs, from our Youth Ambassadors program on up till Fulbright. There's also another opening right now in a program called the Humphrey program. It's not a degree granting program, so you're not going to get a bachelor's or a master's degree out of it, but it is a mid-career professional development program, and that's another opportunity to check out. It's fully funded in the United States, about 9 months to a year. I'd have to check the specifics on it, but the Humphrey Fellowship is another opportunity to go to the United States and fine-tune your business and leadership skills.
Oh, awesome. Well, I mean, personally, I'm very much interested in the areas of entertainment, creativity. Are there anything that appeals directly to persons who are creatively minded?
We're working on it. There's an exchange program called the One Beat program. That's a really cool program. We just had a drummer from the country I reside in now, Barbados, participate in it. It is an opportunity for artists from around the world to come together in exchange in the United States, and they all make music together. And then again, they're expanding that network, whether they're playing steel pan or drums or guitar or other, world instruments. It's an opportunity for exchange, collaboration, exchange of best practices. So that is currently only open to Barbados, but we are trying very hard to make sure that we're able to expand that opportunity next year or at the end of this year, so that the 2023 exchange is open to Kitchens and Divisions as well. So you bring up a good point. I mean, I think a large part of this COVID-19 recovery is focused on, how can creatives, how can artists, how can musicians be part of that recovery? Because I would argue that there's some of the folks who suffered perhaps the greatest, right? Because those in-person audiences disappeared, right?
Indeed.
Over just a couple of weeks. And now as you're coming back, I think hopefully the St. Kitts Music Festival is a good example of how it's safe to come together again, observing the protocols, doing what you need to do to stay safe, get vaccinated so you're protecting not only yourself but your community. All those things come together so we can work our way out of this pandemic and move forward and realize the economic prosperity that folks in this region deserve.
I was wondering while I was listening to you speak if you know as him personally, because it sounded like you were describing him when it comes to music and all of these things. But yes, for people listening and for those who just may have tuned in, can you repeat where they can go to find all of this information?
Absolutely. So the embassy has a website, bb.usembassy.gov. But we all know that the word gets passed around on Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp a lot faster. So if you go on any of those social media platforms and just type in U.S. Embassy Bridgetown or U.S. Embassy Barbados, our social media pages will will pop up. So follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, and you can then key into these different opportunities. One of the things you mentioned, the arts community. I've really been focused, and my team's really been focused in the last couple of years on film and the development of those with a creative eye. Too often I find that there are a lot of employers down here, a lot of individuals with different companies who go, oh, we need some talent. I got a friend in New York. I got a friend in London. It's like, why are you calling these people from overseas to come and, work on these projects? There's so much talent right here on island to take advantage of. And so we've been focused at the U.S. Embassy on developing the film industry and, the local talent. We just had a film workshop in Barbados a month or two ago, and the 10 different participants, they all worked on short documentaries to tell local stories. And now they're taking those documentaries and submitting them into international film festivals. And so what we want to see is, individuals like that coming out of St. Kitts, coming out of Barbados or Nevis or wherever it might be, and then taking those opportunities and really, seizing those opportunities to make the most of an art form that they love. In this case, film, maybe it's music, maybe it's another type of art. But, I think when it comes to the outreach that we do at the embassy, we're all about helping individuals, realize their talent, realize their dreams. And it's difficult, right? I mean, the pandemic made it difficult, to have an audience. You had to pivot to an online platform, which is something you might not have been used to. And so these are conversations through virtual programs that we host, on Facebook Lives or other platforms. These are conversations that we host, and we hope that more Kittitians and divisions will tune in. So check us out, bb.usembassy.gov or any of the social media platforms, and we want to keep this conversation going.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I do understand that there's a relationship that has existed. And I'm happy to see that it's continually being fostered between our countries, and I'm hoping that some of the listeners and the viewers really do take advantage of some of these opportunities that exist. And if you know somebody who may be interested, feel free, guys, to shoot them the information, share this interview with someone so that they could really just explore the opportunities that exist through the embassy right there in Barbados, guys.
Absolutely. It's the president of the United States, Joe Biden, of course, was part of the Summit of the Americas 2 weeks ago, and Vice President Harris chaired a meeting with all the different heads of CARICOM. And I thought it was really interesting that President Biden dropped in on that meeting, and he sat down, and they had a good conversation again about energy security and food security. And the United States actually committed $28 million to food security right here in the Caribbean, realizing that, food prices are increasing, oil prices are increasing. So, obviously this is a focus not only for the region, but, for your friend and partner of the United States. But one of the things that Joe Biden said when he came into that meeting was, you mean a lot to us. The Caribbean means a lot to us. The phrase has been used that the Caribbean is the third border of the United States. I mean, it's just a couple dozen miles over to St. Kitts or over to the U.S. Virgin Islands or over to Puerto Rico from here. And Joe Biden said, you mean a lot to us, and we hope you mean a lot. We hope that you mean a lot You mean a lot to us, and we hope that we mean a lot to you. And that really kind of stuck with me because there is so much of a personal relationship, especially here in St. Kitts, where I think, everybody's got a cousin in Brooklyn or someone's got an aunt in Miami. There's a lot of familial and cultural relationships there. So it's good to see that our president understands that and that we want to work together on big issues as well as, small issues like the cost of items on the grocery store shelf.
Well, we honestly appreciate that because we've been complaining about these issues for a while.
Yeah.
So we're happy to know that people are listening and taking it serious. Do you have any other information that you would like to leave us with?
Again, check us out. I'll mention that website one more time, right? You gotta work on your marketing, please. Right? So bb.usembassy.gov. A whole host of exchange programs from the Youth Ambassadors Program for secondary school students up to the Young Leaders of the Americas Initiative for those who are ages 25 to 35, or those who want to pursue advanced degrees in the United States, a master's or a PhD. The Fulbright Foreign Student Program is currently open until July 1st. So check out all of those opportunities at our website, bb.usembassy.gov, and we hope to continue the conversation and continue to work as partners and friends to enhance the security, prosperity, and democracy in this region.
All right, man. I really appreciate you taking the time out to just come and hang out and let us know. Of course, our viewers and our listeners, as well as to some of the opportunities that exist through the embassy. I know a lot of, I'm already getting messages, so I know people are listening and already excited and looking forward to seeing exactly how they could benefit from some of these opportunities, man. So thanks a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me so much, Asim and Jay.
All right, man. All right, guys, we're going to take a short break and be right back with more Island Tea right here on With Media SKN. Stick and stay, guys.
It's that time of the year again. The time when Horsewood Furniture and Appliances gives away millions in cash back for free groceries with every FlexPlay purchase. Never-ending cash back for the past 25 years. SL Horsewood and Company Limited. Horsewood Furniture and Appliances Showroom. Ashley Furniture Home Store in collaboration with Value Mart IGA has given customers millions of dollars in cash back for free groceries with every hire purchase in their never-ending cash back. Yes, the Horsewood's cash back free groceries annual program and promotion is.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
It's that time of the year again. The time when Horsewood Furniture and Appliances gives away millions in cash back for free groceries with every FlexPlay purchase. Never-ending cash back for the past 25 years. SL Horsewood and Company Limited.
Drink healthy.
Reduce sugar chubby with the same great taste. Lots of magic fruity flavors. Drink the more healthy way.
It tastes so yummy, chubby, chubby.
25% less sugar chubby. Be active, be healthy. Drink lots of chubby. Kicking football, playing cricket, having fun in the sun.
It's chubby.
Reduced sugar chubby keeps you cool and refreshed.
It tastes so yummy, chubby, chubby.
25% less sugar chubby. Jumping rope, running races, have fun.
It tastes so yummy, chubby.
Drink the more healthy way.
Welcome back, guys, to Island Tea right here on Win Media SKN with your fave Azam and myself. How are you guys doing? I hope you are having a wonderful Tuesday as we get through the last half hour of the show. Oh, hey.
What happened, Jade? I left you hanging?
Yes, you did. You did indeed. But yes, I was just wishing everybody a blessed Tuesday again and hoping that they are having a wonderful morning here with us.
Well, Jade, speaking of wishing people a wonderful Tuesday, there's a special lady that I want to acknowledge today. All right? Friend of this show, her son actually let me know that she's an avid listener.
Oh, okay.
Right? And again, you know, we really do appreciate the people that take the time out to listen to us in the morning. So I want to give a special shout out this morning to Mrs. Annie Lee Cotton. Miss Cotton, big up yourself one time.
Yes. Thank you for joining us each and every morning.
You know, added to the exclusive sipper tier of Island Tea fans.
Indeed.
But Jade,
yes, we're setting up to just jump into another interview.
Yeah, we have a lot of friends today, as we've mentioned. Jade, you wanna just like take a quick second
to get them set up?
Yeah, to get them set up.
Yes, let's do that quickly.
All right, guys. So we're gonna take a quick second just to get our friends set up in the studio, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, welcome back to Island Tea right here on Win Media SKN. And like I said, we have some more friends in the studio this morning. We really appreciate people taking the time out to come and hang out with us for sure. But we have some friends here from the Tourism Authority. I think actually, Kenny, I think you're actually the sustainable tourism coordinator. Is that correct?
Yes, actually,
today
we actually
I didn't feel like I'm hearing you.
Yeah,
go ahead again.
You hear me now?
Got you.
Yeah, I was just saying we also not just represent tourism, we represent the SDC, Sustainable Destination Council. It's an advisory body to the Ministry of Tourism.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Well, and you're also joined by a friend of yours.
Yes, Sarah Ramirez.
Yes.
Yeah, man. If people want to hear you, man. If people want to hear you.
Hi, my name is Sarah Ramirez. I'm also working along with the Sustainable Tourism Unit within the Ministry of Tourism.
All right. Awesome. Well, guys, I could almost guess at least one of the things that you want to talk about today. It's already come up on the show this morning. I know we are now prepping for Plastic Free July.
Yes.
I love that it's come up already.
Yeah, we've thought. It has. But I know you guys are gonna give us even more information about all of the things that are happening throughout the month as we really push towards a plastic-free environment. So tell us a bit about Plastic Free July and what could we expect?
Well, Plastic Free July started several years ago in Western Australia. It's a global movement to help people to bring awareness to the need to be less dependent on single-use plastics and to develop more plastic-free habits. And St. Kitts has been involved since 2017. It's about 6 years now, you could say. Every year we try to do more and more, and this year is no different.
All right, but when we start talking about some of the ways that we participate in this initiative, what can we look forward to?
Well, this year we have a few things lined up. But before that, I want to point out Plastic Vigila is the highlight of what we are doing. We actually have the Plastic Be Gone project where we try this stuff throughout the entire year now. That's why you would have seen me a few times now.
Right, right.
Yeah, because we want people to do is not just about July, it's about a lifestyle into the plastic-free all year long.
Exactly. So July is our chance to focus. And so there is some research saying that to develop a habit, if you consciously work at it for 30 days, then it can become something that is just habitual and used to you. So July is kind of our month to really like focus. Okay, this is front of mind, and then hopefully then people will become more aware to the Plastic Be Gone campaign year round. So that in July we really focus. You develop hopefully those habits because you're hearing the message like carry your bottle, carry your bag, like skip the straw, and then that gets incorporated into your life beyond July.
Oh, okay, so it's a way to really, like you said, focus and kind of get people on the train to live in and getting that change in their lifestyle and just culture on a whole. Yeah. All right. So I understand now like what Plastic July is about. It's really promoting living plastic free and just focusing on that. But I guess people might want to know exactly why should we be plastic free in the first place. What are some of the harmful effects of plastic, especially on the environment?
Well, environment-wise, I mean, it affects everything. Terrestrially, all the plastic in the drain of the guts, it potentially could cause flooding. It's also an area that could breed mosquitoes. Even you have stuff like plastic, you have rats in it. It's a breeding one for rats as well. Ocean-wise, which is going to be our focus this year, on the marine area, you have plants being, not plants, sorry. Plant life in the ocean being affected by big suffocated distribution to limit the food supply for fishes, turtles, which in turn affects our food supply. They end up eating plastics, and we can get food, we can fish, we can do a trade. That's a job, that's economic growth. So it's like it starts on the environmentally, but it trickles into every aspect of our lives.
Yes, that's very true. And so one of the things that is so insidious about plastic, and I just kind of want to clarify, so even though it's called plastic free, we're really focused on single-use plastic. Yeah. And so the things we're focusing most on are items like water bottles, plastic bags. Straws, things that like you use once, maybe 2 times, and then they get left in a landfill and take forever to break down. But so what is so insidious about plastic is, especially in the environment and in the marine environment, as the sun hits it, it breaks it down further and further. So it's not like you'll go into the ocean and just see whole bottles, although
sometimes you do.
Yeah, if you're there after like a holiday at the beach, and you're snorkeling, you may see like cups and plates and things. But it breaks down into smaller and smaller pieces, and each time it breaks down, more chemicals that were used in making the plastic will then leach out into the environment, so into the water, into the soil, wherever it is. And also, fish and other animals eat it. Yeah. So when we eat fish from the ocean, we're actually taking in plastic. And there's been new research done where they've taken people's bloods and looked for plastic and found it.
Yeah. And actually that ends up causing health issues like, there's been studies that show they cause neurological disorders like ADHD, autism. So technically we might be saying, the person has an emotional, we don't want to talk to him, but it could be that he's experiencing some kind of chemical side effect because of our lifestyle. Wow.
And it's something that is, plastic is, one of the benefits of it is it's so useful and it lasts forever, right? One of the downsides is that it's cheap and it lasts forever. Yeah. So it's like something that has become so incorporated into our lives. And now that we are starting, they say you know better, so you do better. Now that we're starting to know better about the potential negative effects, not only to our environment, but it ends up affecting us. Yes. Like they found it in like women who are breastfeeding can be passing to these microparticles of plastic into their baby. So you're talking about like a newborn baby who is now getting these like chemicals and components of plastic in their first days of life. And, you know, like that to me is a very scary thing. So
yes.
I don't think we're supposed to do that.
No.
I honestly don't.
I don't
No.
think we're made for like that. No?
No,
Okay.
no, you're not.
And so that's obviously going to affect, you know, as you're developing. It's one thing to be exposed to those chemicals as an adult when
Yeah.
your body has already had a chance to develop.
So
But
immunity.
if you're being exposed to it like from the jump,
Yeah.
where you're really developing from the very,
Yeah.
you know, an infant, I think in future generations, like we may see a bigger impact than we even
Yeah, it's like you can look at
can
it
think about.
from a point of view where you have mothers having diabetes and the kids are born with diabetes after. So yeah, automatically you're at a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Well, I mean, we know, well, we're being educated on the disadvantages of plastic, and we are also asking people to change a lifestyle that they've been accustomed to for so long.
Actually, it's not been that long. We just, you know, that's the thing. When I was a kid, we didn't have that many plastics. And I'm not that old, but I'm not that young.
Same. I mean, yeah, like we're in the same age group, and
Yeah.
it was really like the 50s or 60s. So like our parents' generation, where plastic became a thing, really.
Yeah.
And it almost was a status thing, you know, like if you could afford plastic and you had this new, cool, amazing thing that was plastic, and suddenly you could store all your things and you could wash it
Yeah.
out and reuse it. It is incredibly useful. So it makes sense to use plastic in things that are going to have a very long life of being used. So like cars, computers, tables, chairs, you know,
Right.
it doesn't make sense to take this really intensive resource thing to make, use it to carry one bag of chips or cookies, you know, to your house and
Yeah.
then
Discard it, yeah.
discard, or drink one bottle of water and discard, and then it is going to just break down and eventually get back into us.
Yeah.
Like we're shooting ourselves in the foot without
Basically.
thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, how realistic would it be for us to actually achieve this goal of becoming plastic free?
Well, as you said before, that's why I focus on single-use plastics. We can't be completely plastic-free. I mean, in terms of sanitation, feasibility of cost and all that, plastic's going to be around forever. It's the way we utilize them that's the problem. Because we need to change our lifestyle, our viewpoints on it. For example, for me, when I go to the store, I basically tried as much as possible to work with a usable bag. But then when I get stuff like chicken or things like might leak in the vehicle, I mean, I just have to bag it in a plastic bag. But for the rest of the canned stuff, and it's like, I mean, I don't need a plastic bag to work with a plunger that I bought at TDC.
Right.
They asked me one anyway, but
That's the thing, because it's almost seen as a part of customer service. Like,
Right.
I think from the business standpoint, they can almost be looking at it like, oh, but I'm not offering good customer
Yeah.
service if I don't offer this. But if we really, this is about behavior change. You know, it's like
Right.
we know better, so we do better. And so I think, so I've been here for like around 10 years. And when I first started, I've always brought my own bags to the grocery store, and it was like I was an alien 10 years ago. Whereas now it's like a normal thing, you know? So that's a small example of change, but it is these things that just like every Plastic-Free July, more people become thinking about it, because it's plastic is such a part of our life. Like if you're someone who buys a cup of coffee on your way to work in a disposable cup, think about over the course of a year that you just worked, how many cups of coffee you have generated yourself. Whereas if you have one reusable coffee cup and give it to them and fill it, like just that alone is such a difference.
yeah.
So I think it's I don't think that we can actually be plastic free, but nor do I think we're really advocating for that. Like I think, like we said, for big things like tables, chairs, cars, it makes sense.
Yeah.
What we're really advocating is for a huge reduction in single-use plastic.
Actually, the objective as plastic, one of the objectives of Plastic Be Gone is to have a 30% decrease in the amount of single-use plastic being used by visitors and residents over the next 5 years.
Okay.
That's our goal.
I think that's doable because it's such a big part of what we do, and there are alternatives.
Yes.
There was a situation that there wasn't alternatives, but there are, and I think, like I said, through behavioral changes, changing the culture of how we interact with plastics, I think we could really see a reduction.
Agreed.
Yes.
And what's so interesting is like, think about like Cash and Carry or OD Brisbane. Like there are already stores in the Federation where people are accustomed to not using plastic bags.
Right.
You know, and so it's like, well, okay, we made the adjustment to our behavior for those specific locations. We just need to do that everywhere.
Exactly.
Spread it around.
Yeah, but since Plastic Free July is fast approaching, what are some of the activities that you guys have planned for us?
Okay, we're going to start out first. On the 1st of July, we have a billboard launch. We're actually going to have more than one, but the one that's going to be probably more prominent is because the one at Kim Collins Highway. Currently, we have a sign there. What we want to try to do, we partner with different companies. What we're looking at, I think, is Espo Water Solutions, Kitchen Hill, and Purified. What we're trying to do is promote an alternative to plastic bottles. That might sound weird coming from Island Purified, but as you know, they also have those fountains around Bastia. Espo also do the same, the refill stations. I mean, you get one bottle, you keep filling it as much as you could. So that's going to be happening on the 1st of July. The 2nd of July, we're going to do the bag distributions. We're going to have 5 locations. Rams at Bay Road, King's Pavilion, Bay Road, Value Mart, Bees Enterprise in Sunny Point, Money New, and Freights in Money New.
Yeah, Freights and Sons and Money.
Yeah. Basically, what we're doing, we're going to the stores, have a little conversation with the customers, give them a bag, encourage them to stop taking plastic bags and start using reusable bags. We're going to ask them a few questions about, again, some of the challenges they perceive that they would have in going plastic free, attempting to do so, what they're currently experiencing. Yeah, and that's on the 2nd. And the 4th of July, we're going to have this party campaign where we're going to, the plan is to highlight some businesses, as I said, like ODB, who Cash and Carry, who are already in the process of not using plastics as much. Even those who already sell alternatives to the food containers, some of them are made of some material.
Styrofoam?
It's styrofoam, it's the alternatives. It's paper and coconut.
Bagasse, like
Bagasse.
sugarcane
Yeah.
bagasse.
Yeah. And 11th to the 16th, you have July, the change week. Again, we're going to ask persons to take one step every day. Like maybe today, we're going to say, skip a shot today. Today, put your lunch buy lunch at a place that does not use styrofoam.
Right.
Or bring your own container.
Bring your own container.
That's an option too that I think people don't think about.
Yes. Also, when you go to the grocery store, even the food market on the weekend, you bring your own reusable bag as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All things that we can do, very easy.
Yeah. And there's a panel discussion on the 24th of July. 21st. That's again, we're going to be focusing, like I said before, the focus is going to be on marine and coastal pollution and plastics. So you can look forward to that when they have a variety of panelists who has formal training and life experience in that area. They live what they teach.
I think that'll be a really interesting discussion.
And that's on the 24th?
21st, sorry.
21st.
I didn't together.
The 21st. Okay, and do you guys know where that's going to be hosted?
Oh, that's going to be at ZIZ. It's going to be broadcast on YouTube, Facebook.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be broadcast. And it's going to be on the STC social media pages as well.
Sweet.
And it's a variety of ages, and so it's marine focused, but there's a lot of different perspectives in there. So
yeah, that's why we want to get every level of society and the different age groups, different demographics.
Right.
Yeah, and then on the 25th to 29th is the annual Green Tourism Camp hosted by the Ministry of Tourism. It's going to be at Eco Park. Every year they try to host a camp to highlight the dangers of not having sustainable tourism and going green in tourism. They do this in the rural area, try to get kids in the rural area to be more aware of these things. As unfortunately, sometimes we take it for granted the difference that experienced people have in the rural area and more urban areas. So they give them a chance to really get that knowledge and get that hands-on experience.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then around it, at the end of the month, we're going to have a march on the 29th to the Bastille. And the road is now going to start at Greenlands. 5 ways come on Central Street and go around town. We're going to end up in the square. We're going to have a few activities, reach out people, talk to them, maybe have a few giveaways, get people to really raise the awareness of persons. We're trying to reach out to youth groups in particular, because not to knock the older folks, but they're kind of set in their ways, really, yeah. So we're trying to reach out.
We're doing changes, we got to look to the younger generation.
Yeah.
Especially want it to last.
Yeah, so that's basically a rundown of stuff. There might be a few more things that might pop in between because again we're trying to partner.
Right.
So anybody else might be doing something. I know there was some discussion of the Moravian Church us doing a panel discussion. We're gonna get in touch with them and see how best we can collaborate with them as well.
Well, you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I think I missed the dates for Be the Change Week.
Oh, Be the Change, sorry. The Change
I think
Week,
you said it, but I don't remember.
11 to the 16th.
Yeah.
And so I would really encourage persons to hone in on that too, because that is how we talked about like changing behavior and stuff.
Yeah.
That week is really like, it gives you a daily challenge. Like, okay, today my focus is I'm going to bring a reusable bag everywhere.
Yeah.
And even if I get produce, I'm not going to take that small plastic bag, or, you know, because sometimes we focus like, okay, well, I'm using the big reusable bag, and then you don't even realize like, okay, but I'm going to buy my tomato and I'm using another plastic bag here.
Yeah.
So it's just each day you have a different focus, and that's like really the time where you put it front of mind, like, okay, and because it's so ingrained, you don't realize how many single-use plastic items you actually use on a regular basis.
How many opportunities you have to make a difference. So.
Well, I mean, guys, it's so much happening for the month. There is no lack. But just for instance, if we want to keep up with what's happening, for instance, make sure that we're up to date with the challenge for the Day for Be the Change Week. Where's the best place for persons to go and get this information?
That'll be on social media pages. Our handle is at St. Kitts SDC. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn.
And that's at St. Kitts SDC.
Yeah.
For Sustainable Destination Council.
Council.
That's pretty easy to remember, actually.
Yeah. And I just want to give credit to all the members of the SDC, because it's people coming from all different industries, from public and private and civil sectors, and a lot of times giving of their times like, voluntarily.
And their resources as well.
Right. Because they believe in, a more sustainable St. Kitts.
Yeah.
So I just want to give a shout out to all the members and thank you for everything you do.
I mean, if we start listening, all of them, it will take away. We don't want to take away the rest of your show,
Yeah, for sure. But it's really good to see that there's so many persons and entities within the Federation that really understand the importance of creating, helping St. Kitts to become the most sustainable destination that it could be. So so we're really happy for that, and really happy that you guys took the time out to come and hang out with us this morning and let our listeners and viewers know exactly what to expect and what's happening in July as we all try to reduce the use of single-use plastic.
Thank you for having us. I just, sorry.
As I was going to say, and be sure to follow us on all our social media pages so you can get the up-to-date, because get close to each event, we're going to be posting more details, so you can make sure to save the dates and see the times and come out and support.
All right, sweet.
I also just wanted to make one point. So we talked about what we can do to make a difference individually, like with our own behavior and choices. Yeah. But I also feel like I need to recognize within the Federation, we are going through a point where it also needs to happen on a higher level, on a policy level. And so if persons are concerned about single-use plastic or environmental issues or sustainability issues, now is the time to ask people those questions when they're campaigning for your vote, because I think that that's a conversation that everyone can do something personally, but it also has to be systemic and policy related as well.
All right, but hopefully we see these changes take place, like you said, not only on a personal level, but even at the highest levels of government, and see policies that come out to really, help to direct us in the direction we're trying to go into.
Yes.
So definitely. But guys, again, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and hopefully we see you again soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right, guys.
Thank you for having us.
All right, guys, we're gonna take a short break and come back as we wrap up Island Tea right here on Win Media SKN.
Feel the magic happening.
Campari.
Taste. Something incredible happens when Campari is mixed just right. Like Campari and orange juice poured over ice. Taste it. Try it tonight. Bitter, sweeter, better. Campari. Must be 18 years and older. Drink responsibly. Feel the magic happening.
Campari.
Taste. Something incredible happens when Campari is mixed just right. Like Campari and orange juice poured over ice. Taste it. Try it tonight. Bitter, sweeter, better. Campari. Must be 18 years and older. Drink responsibly.
Hey guys, welcome back to LNT right here on with Media SKN as we get down to the last few minutes of tea time.
Packed as heck.
Yeah, man, a lot of people.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of people coming in to hang out with us.
Indeed.
But we really do appreciate it. Just like we appreciate all you guys who take the time to come and listen. But Jade, I know there was a lot of stuff happening. Is there anything in particular that you want to
No.
that you want to address?
To be honest, no, but we have to. So oh dear, I don't even want to do this one. Let me not do this one because I don't want.
So many things happening.
Let's do this one about Belgium and them returning a tooth.
That's it, right? Ah, boy. You see what? You can't even vex with some of the people that start to abuse white people. They be like, what shit? Y'all doing it to yourself.
Because the story is like this.
They're doing it to themselves.
So, yes. Boy, oh boy. Belgium hands over Dr. Congo Independence Heroes
DR Congo.
Oh, sorry. DR Congo.
Democratic Republic.
Yes. Independent Heroes tooth to family. They gave the Democratic Republic Congo's Independence Heroes tooth back to his family. How nice. How nice.
Explain how they end up with this man tooth, Jay.
Well, no, let me not go based on my theories.
I have one.
I have one as well.
Okay, go ahead.
But Belgium authorities have handed over a tooth, the only known remains of the murdered Congolese independence hero Patrice Lumbaba, to his family during a ceremony in Brussels.
He didn't even have the decency to come back to the man. Anyway, go ahead.
Lumbaba became the Democratic Republic of Congo's first democratically elected prime minister after independence from Belgium in the 1960s. Chief Prosecutor Frederick Van Leeuw gave his relatives a small, bright blue box containing the tooth in a televised ceremony at Egmont Palace in central Brussels on Monday. He said legal action they had taken to receive the relic had delivered justice. There's a feeling of satisfaction after several years. One of his sons, Roland Lumbaba, told state broadcaster RTBF before the ceremony. The tooth is to be placed in a casket and flown to the DRC. While in office, the eloquent Lumbaba alarmed the West with overtures to Moscow at the height of the Cold War. He also angered Belgium with a speech criticizing its years of colonization of the African country.
I have listened to that speech. He was definitely a revolutionary, Jade.
Well, hence why they did all of this.
He used to speak truth to power, and in a very fearless tone. Let's put it that way, right? And the truth is, he was murdered for it.
Well, yeah. I kind of figured from the context clues placed in the story.
He was an obvious threat to European colonization.
For telling the truth, by the way.
Yeah, and he paid the highest price his country after independence would have honored him for his service. But and let me say this, for the people of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, I'm happy that they would have received this gesture. They have the remains of their national hero back to them, right? But you understand what kind of madness it is.
Why would you want this man's tooth?
I want to know what they was doing with the tooth in Belgium Palace all this time.
You know how weird that is? You murder the man, right? And then you
save
his
the
tooth
save the tooth.
captive.
Save the tooth. The only known remains.
Yeah, sick. Like,
Bye.
this is quite sick.
But watch here. And when we watch here, hopefully this starts a trend of returning things that rightfully belong in other places. I just listened just the other day. They had a whole big discussion about returning.
Yes, it was a trophy.
But about returning some of the relics that an art that is proudly on display in some of these museums all across the world.
Of course.
You want to see some of the most beautiful art from, and even from other European countries. You want to see
the most beautiful stolen art, you mean?
Yeah, from Greece, you got to go to England. You want to see amazing cultural artifacts from Ghana, Kenya, and some of these other African countries, you got to go to Denmark. It's weird, Jade.
It is quite weird. But
it's weird. If you know better, do better.
They don't. So they refuse to. But yes, we have to they flew so fast that we barely got any stories to discuss with you guys. But we'll be back tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
We will be back tomorrow. We actually have one of the newly launched candidates joining us tomorrow.
Boom bang.
Yes. On Island T for the PLP party.
Why don't do that to yourself?
Well, I don't know. Every time politicians come here, it's a problem, you know. We might have to stop letting them come because y'all putting us in things. But anyway, we welcome y'all. We're inclusive here. Good morning, Jeppy too. Yes, good morning. He will be on next with Miss Laverne Keynes.
Friend of the show.
Of course.
But guys, stay tuned for that.
Yes, right after Island Tea with The Point. Yes. The movement, sorry.
But guys, we're gonna actually wrap up right now so they could get right into that, because I know you guys are waiting to hear about what they have to say. Mm-hmm. But we appreciate you so much for taking the time out to come and hang out with us this morning. Whether you checked us out on YouTube, Facebook, WinMediaSKN.com, or one of the other digital platforms, Twitch, Periscope, etc.
We are here for you.
Indeed. If you listen to us on the radio, Real MVP 98.9 FM. Turn it up low.
You know, some people don't move the radio off.
Why would you?
You're right.
What? Come on, really? Right. Anything has to be uncivilized, shit. But guys, remember, as we wrap up, please learn from the losses of others. You don't have to repeat their mistakes. Spend more time living your content than posting it. Somebody's busy living life through the phone screen. What going on with you? Stop it. Get out.
Touch some grass.
Touch some grass, hug a tree, something. Mm-hmm. Inhale some Sahara dust. Okay? But guys, and please, as we leave, remember, you can't be everybody's cup of tea because you is not a mug. Gonna see you guys tomorrow.